I'm on Farmer 2140 here, and this is farm show day, or farm sale day. So let's get into it. But we're just gonna drop the camera angle down here a wee minute. As you can see, we've got the Kubota, the New Holland 165 and 595 there. They've 3 Masseys. We've got a Ford, then JCB Handler, then another Ford, and a Ditz. The Fords seem to be kind of dotted around the place, to be honest, because there's an 8210 right behind that Ditz. Beside the 8210, we have 2 more Ritzes, then 2 John Deeres, an International, a JCB Digger, a Class, another Ford dotted around the place yet again, and a JCB Teleporter. Behind that, we have one of the people I think who's bidding. I think it's Mercedes Collector's Group or something. Because they're the Unimog and the MB Track there. They also have a little trailer set in there. They're selling the 595 over there without the cab. They're here. I think they're trying to bid on the Strotman diet feeder over there at the minute. So I'll give you a wee bit of backstory on the sale here. It was a older fellow. He had one son. Son's no interest in the farm, so he's selling it. The whole farm has actually been bought, so the equipment is now being sold. I think the son might be donating quite a bit of the money though to charity, so it's for a good cause. And yeah, I think they're just finishing setting up over there with the 419, the 320. Yeah, the TM's been working hard alongside the big shovel. Wee Dexa just pulling up there. Lovely restored Fords and Dexa. I think that's another person coming in to bid. There is a Ford Ranger behind the MB Track and a Land Rover Defender and the lorry. They're all separate people here to bid. There's quite a lot of online bidding as well. So from what I've heard, if it's in the shed or behind where the 2 JCBs are, it was the original farmers, and then everything else here, in the old cattle shed, there's beals and all, are people who've brought it in for the sale. I think they entered about £5 into for sales fees. The sales fees are going to be going to charity. And then most of the tractors here are actually people who've brought them in. I think there's only 1 or 2 that actually aren't for sale though. And that is the newer Massey there, the 6616. And what was the other one? Hold on. The International in behind there. The original farmers tractors are the Dukes, the Class, and the Massey there, the A280. So I'll show you everything leaving in a second. We're back after the auction, as you can see, quite a bit's happened. So the tractors that the new farmer has bought are as follows. The 2 John Deeres there, 6610 the Kubota. And then he's got that JCB over there, shovel, and then he's got this teleporter. The people that came with the Mercedes collectors, they bought that International over there, and they had some hay from a vintage hay thing they did during the year there, during the summer. Yeah, it was in summer 2023 they said it was, so they're bringing it in there because the new farmer has no feed. He also bought those bales over there from them. They bought that trailer and it came with those bales over there, I think. The straw ones and the box of silage. So the items in front of the JCB 419S there, the big shovel, they are the unsold lots. And then anything that's behind that fence is waiting to go home. I think it's only the wrapper, the buck rake, the link box, the little roller, and that horse box. You notice the ditches are still here, and there's a Massey burst through the hedge. I'll talk to you about the Massey after I talk about the ditches. So the ditches were bought by a collector in Germany, and they had a loader fitted to that ditch there, and a cab. The cab needs the glass, but I think the collector has it at his shed or his yard. They're leaving in 2 days' time. Then the Massey. Turns out there was a bucket underneath the oil, for oil. So something went, I think it's a bearing around here somewhere. But it locked up the back left wheel and it just spun everything around. So if it was heading along like this, it just went straight into the hedge with the trailer and all with it. Thankfully none of the other tractors were damaged. I think the 595 was re-scrape on it because it was on the front linkage. They had got a big land leveler, set it in the front linkage, and then drove the 595 up onto it. That's owned by the person who came with the Massey 6616. He decided to buy the low loader and the 2680 Massey as well as that 8280. Wasn't too hard. I just brought the big JCB out, moved that in a bit, put the 595 on the trailer, took the 6616 off the trailer, put the 6616, attached it to the trailer, and then he was able to go home. I think we're going to have to move that sometime. He said he'd be back as soon as he could. It's just he needs to sort out some paperwork with the insurance. The horse box is another accident that's happened. The Ford Ranger that was towing it, the guy who owns it bought the 165. He bought brand new back tyres for it, but the drawbar came off. I think it was drawbar was welded on, and then the welds broke, and that was the cause of the problem. So he's getting a new drawbar fitted today, and he should be back tomorrow for that. The other things were bought by online bidders, and yeah, I think the deadline is next week sometime. But then 8210, it's on the baler there. The guy that turned up a little late in a Dexta that I thought wasn't for sale, he ended up buying the 8210, selling the Dexta, and he must have bought that baler. And then the TW30 there, it was bought by a Ford collector. That's just his NC. He's got some rotten wheels there and some planks I think you found around the back of one of the sheds. He was just cleaning up a wee bit. That's the exact same NC as the Mercedes collectors have though, which is interesting. So I wonder he's either borrowed it or he's got the same one, which is, well, coincidental. Then everything else that's in the yard, like that shed and the silage pit and all, is the new farmer's. He bought all the meal and fertiliser there as well. I'm quite surprised he didn't buy that skid steer. I think it would be really handy for beef or dairy, to be honest. As I've always thought, if you're doing, instead of using a scraper tractor, you could put a scraper in the front of a skid steer. I think I've seen a few people do it before, just on YouTube. Or the wee small articulated loaders. Would be a good idea, but he didn't buy it. I don't know what he's going to use for a scraper, to be honest. Whether he might put a robot in actually. It's another valid point, but anyway. That was just what's happened so far. I think he's getting ready to unload those hay bales there. Or hay or grass, it's hard to tell. Very lush green, so I think it's grass. But I'll, see you in the next video. Bye for now.